Hey guys, here's another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. It's Friday the 23rd of February. So I focused on the Ghia today, trying to keep things moving along on this car. So I think I mentioned yesterday we're going to do some undercoating and stuff like that in the front and back of this car. So before we can do that, among other things, we need to clean. So let me start off a little bit more at the beginning. Before I get to the car itself, I'll talk about the parts from the car that are off the car, obviously. So I started the day with cleaning a bunch of these parts. The rear cradle mount had like a 1/4 inch thick layer of that dirt and oil mixed sludge. I think everyone who's worked on one of these knows exactly what I'm talking about. So scraped that all off. The backing plates weren't too bad, stuff like that. But yeah, these parts are all going to go for powder coating. We'll powder coat all these, and then we'll machine the drums, put a new surface on them. They're not too wore, so they should be fine. Likewise, the e-brake handle. And let's see what else we got here. Some original hardware. We're going to go ahead and zinc plate like we like to do. Rear bearing caps. Some of the parts from the e-brake handle and stuff you see here. The original cradle bolts that go into there. See these cleaned up super nice. Got the VW stamp on them, looking super cool. So yeah, these are all going to get zinc plated. It's a pretty cheap process. It looks really good and just gives it a nice touch, especially when everything is contrasting black undercoat on the car, or kind of a semi-gloss black that we use on these kind of parts here. It gives some nice contrast. These parts really kind of pop against that. You can see kind of an example here. How nice that looks. The black and the zinc together just looks super nice. So anyway, yeah, cleaning parts. One of my least favorite parts of a project because it's gross and I don't enjoy it, but it's super satisfying to see everything once it's finally coated or plated or whatever, and you get to put it back together and it looks amazing. Then it's all worth it. But this part, frankly, sucks. So let's move on to the car itself then. Other than removing those parts, started a little bit of cleaning on the back of this car today, and I think you can tell which side I've done. Got in there with basically a like a putty knife and scraped. There's that stuff I was talking about. Ugh. Got in there and scraped all that junk off, and then took a basically a rag soaked with gasoline and just kind of wiped it down the rest of the way. So looking much better. Still gonna clean it up some more, and then I'll probably hit everything with a wire brush, or maybe some sandpaper, get it scuffed up a little bit so that the undercoating will stick to it when we get to that point. But looking much better already. Trailing arms were pretty gross. They just had a lot of like flaky kind of paint and stuff on them, so kind of scraped those off and then wiped them off with a rag and some gas. I think they're a little oily now. The rag picked up a lot of oil cleaning some of the other parts, so I'll clean them off and get any residue off them, and then probably wire brush these, and this will all get undercoated. Shocks will come off obviously before we do that. But yeah, it's going to clean up pretty nice. I mean, everything's in good shape. It's just filthy. So it's just kind of one of those things you have to go through to, to get it looking nice, is that initial cleaning step. So there you go. Pulled the axle on that side. Still have to pull this side. Transmission just got picked up this evening, so it's going to be out getting built. Probably take a week or so for that. And then also today ordered a bunch of parts, some more brake parts for it. Ordered I think I mentioned that there's a hole in the pan back, at least in a Beetle, where the battery would normally sit kind of under the back seat area back there on both sides. So I had to order some pan halves for this, and then we'll cut out those bad areas and put in new fresh areas and get those all repaired. And then likewise, I've mentioned before, there's this rotted out area here that's got some repair work. We're gonna go ahead and cut all this out and put in new metal. So I got that new metal on order today, probably have that early next week. And then we'll see about starting to do some surgery on this baby. And yeah, once we replace that metal there, then probably at that point we'll go ahead and do all the undercoating and everything in the engine compartment and all underneath here. And then at that point, should be ready to start reassembling probably. By the time I get all that done, probably be a couple weeks from now, maybe the transmission will be coming back, and so we can hopefully start reassembling this thing. Just keep chipping away at it. This is one of many projects we have going on, so not really working on it full time, but spent all day yesterday and today on it and made some real headway. I may not touch it again for a week or so, but yeah. Anyway, pretty happy with the progress so far, and that is it for today. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.